All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is GMS precepts, and this is our cut here. And got a few articles here. Once again, um, prophecy. That's one thing that we're to be concerned about is prophecy. And one of the major prophecies to look out for is the MOTB as well as the World War III, or that third woe, right? Which we see with every day that we wake up, we see that we're getting closer and closer, or I should say further and further into World War III, because you could say that World War III technically already started with the skirmishes going on over there in the Middle East. Meaning, or the proxy wars that are taking place right now between the nations, right? Between pretty much Russia and the West, right? You have the situation in um, with Israel going against now. I mean, they're going against Iran now. You know, it wasn't. Prior to that, they had a proxy war between Iran and Israel. Now Iran is directly involved, right? It wasn't. It was just a few weeks ago where um, you know Iran shot off a lot of missiles towards Israel. Okay, they pelted that place with a lot of missiles, and that was just like somewhat of a warning. Like, look, this is what we could do. Um, so that situation is just getting hectic. You had Israel, going into Lebanon, going into parts of Syria. Israel bombed, and as you know, according to the scriptures, Russia or Gog and Magog shall be a guard unto them. They're basically being backed by Russia, right? So it's an all-out, and then you still have the situation with Russia and Ukraine. Okay, and now these other nations, these smaller nations, like this article is saying, right, is showing, which is the reason why I'm bringing out this article. As far as China, right, they're beefing with Taiwan, which Taiwan is backed by the West. Okay, Taiwan is backed by Israel, and recently, well, before I get this article, let me get this one right. Taiwan, this is another article. Taiwan shows off military. I'm sorry. Taiwan shows off missile firepower on rare trip to sensitive test site. This is a little older. This is August 24th. Actually, um, let me get an article that's a little recent. This is also as of August 24th. Um, I actually wanted something a little. Let's do this. Um, let's do this. I wanted something a little bit more recent. A little bit more recent. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find something. Give me 1 sec. Let me pause this and I'll try to find a more recent article. Okay, so I found so it wasn't war games that Taiwan did. It was a speech, right? And in this speech, the president of Taiwan said China cannot represent Taiwan and it should work with Taipei on global challenges. Lei says, right? So these war games that China did, right? Um, this is one article. These war games that China conducted, and also um, um, the call for China to prepare for war. And this is days after. It says days after Taiwan military drills, meaning China conducted a military drill surrounding Taiwan. And the reason why they did these military drills surrounding Taiwan is because of a speech this nigga did. Taiwan president, he gave a national keynote speech which he said some things that China didn't take too kindly of, right? And mind you, just a little backstory: Taiwan is backed by or close allies with America through business deals. I know they make a lot of those chips. Um, they make a lot of microchips and things for like computers and all that stuff. So, um, they're close allies with America. But China still considers Taiwan a part of China. You know. So when he came out and said this, China was like, "Nah, nigga, you ain't gonna say that. You belong to us, nigga. Like we tell you, we dictate you what to do." It says Taiwan gives keynote speech. President Lei pledges to defend sovereignty but reaches out to Beijing. China says Lao will bring disaster to Taiwan's people. Lakes and the olive branch of China. Da, da, da. So it says here China has no right to represent Taiwan, but the island is willing to work with Beijing to combat challenges like climate change. Taiwan President Lai Ching-te said on Thursday, striking both a firm and conciliatory tone, drawing anger from China. Right? So they're telling China, listen, China, you have no right to represent us, Taiwan, but we're willing to work with you. And China was like, nigga, you belong to us. We don't have to work with you. You see? Lei, who took office in May after being elected in January, detested by China, which calls him a separatist, right? So China's calling the president of Taiwan a separatist, and Beijing claims democratically governed Taiwan as its own territory, meaning you belong to us. A view that Lei and his government reject, right? So this is what started. So this is actually what started. So these are the chain of events, right? Taiwan had a keynote speech a few weeks ago. In response to that keynote speech, China conducted war games where China deploys a record 125 warplanes in large-scale military drill in warning to Taiwan. This is a few days ago. Excuse me. Right? I saw a picture. One of these articles had a picture of them surrounding Taiwan. Right? Actually, let me go back here. China deploys. Here it is. More than 150 Chinese planes spotted near Taiwan. Right. So this is actually one of these. Oh, this isn't another one. Let me not use this because this is in Italian. Let me use another article here. Let me just use. No, that's another. Can I use this? What's this? Let's see if this is in English. Nope, it's not in English. Let me use another article. Let's go up here. Okay. I'll just bring. Here it is. China completes those drills. Let me just use this. Right, China completes large-scale drills around Taiwan. Okay, China's military, and this is dated the 15th. China's military announced. So this is earlier this week. This was like on a Monday. Let's see what day this was. Today is Sunday. Today's the 20th. Yeah, that was Tuesday. This past Tuesday. It says China's military announced the successful completion of a large-scale exercise around Taiwan on Monday, which it launched just days after Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te reaffirmed the island's independence in his National Day speech. The Chinese Eastern Theater Command said the joint Sword 2024B exercise in the air and waters of the Taiwan Strait and around Taiwan Island was completed, and its troops' joint operation capabilities were fully tested. Okay, so I mean, I don't need to go on. You pretty much get the drift here. these are all wars and rumors of war, right? China deploys a record 125 warplanes and large-scale military as a warning to China, right? Um, Mind you, this is an article. I didn't see the date here. This is another one. Xi Jinping again urges his troops to be ready. So this is another article. But I want to go back to this article. This is just a skirmish going back. They're always going back and forth. This is Taiwan. Taiwanese military conducts live fire missile tests. So you know they don't really take too kindly of that. And I don't know if this was a joint Taiwanese drill with America or this was just a solo effort. But they don't really take too kindly of that, man. You know, China really does not take too kindly of that. And I believe after this was in August. I don't know how soon after this, you know, don't forget Russia included China in one of the biggest military drills in the past 50 or 60 years. I'm not sure. But this was, you know, China was involved in one of the biggest military drills with Russia, right? This is why the scriptures say Gog and Magog shall be a guard unto them, right? So this is really against two factions, Russia against the West, all right? This is why we say World War III pretty much already started. We're really in the early stages of it. So if you're concerned with prophecy, as we are here at GMS, starting from our apostles on down, as well as the affiliate camps, that's the number one thing that we look for, because we know concerning prophecy, that's where we're going to get the, you know, that's how we're going to know how close we are, right? Like I said, I don't really need to get to anything else, but let me just end with this scripture here in second Esdras. Let me get that. Second Esdras 9, right? Because these are all signs of the times, right? This is second Esdras 9:1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." And you know, second Esdras is one of the scriptures that come to, always read. Second Esdras 15-16, second Esdras 9, Habakkuk, the second chapter. Like these are Matthew's, the 24th chapter. These are scriptures that like I'm reading, like it comes out all the time because it's relevant, right? It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I told thee before." What are the signs? First off, it says, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself." So when you measure the time, you're looking for prophecy. That's how you measure the time. And and it says, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before," right? And the signs that he told us that will come, one of them is what we're talking about right now, is wars and rumors of war. Matthew's 24. Right? This was out of the Lord's mouth in the red letter. It tells you what the Lord tells you what to look for. He tells the disciples what to look for. One of them is wars and rumors of wars, kingdom against kingdom. You see? And the other signs that we're supposed to look for is the upfightings, the infightings, the sedition among men. What's that? That's second Ezra, the 15th chapter, right? The as well as the MOTB, the CHIP, Revelation, the 13th chapter. Like these are all the signs, earthquakes in diverse places. You see? It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." So that's how we know what time we're living in. We're living in the times, we're measuring the times, and we're seeing the signs that we were told were going to happen prior to the Lord's return, his second coming. And it says, "Then we shall understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And how is he going to begin to visit the world which he made? He's going to, essentially, he's going to send his son down here with a legion of angels to not only destroy the current ruler, which is Esau, but he's going to deliver the elect out of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. You see, because nobody wants to. You don't want to take. You don't want to be left behind when all chaos and destruction happens. You know. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, just like I said, once you see that, and there's been an uptick of earthquakes, right? There's been an uptick of uproars of the people in the world. That's what that sedition is, right? Sedition is a sedition is when the people speak against the government. You can go through any government around the world. You have people speaking up against their government, against their rulers. You know, nobody's really happy with the current government wherever they are. Everybody's always fighting and protesting against their government. That's sedition. That's the uproars of the people. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. You see? So that's the time that we're living in. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is right here. Prophecy. Excuse me. That's why it's so important to understand prophecy, so you know what to look out for, right? If you don't understand prophecy, how can you measure the time when you don't know what to look for? It says, when thou seest part of the signs pass, how can you understand prophecy when you don't understand what the prophecy is? You see? And to be in the spirit of Yahawashi is to what? Be in the spirit of prophecy. So if you don't understand, if you can't break down prophecy, or if you're not concerned with prophecy, then guess what? The spirit of Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi is not in you. Okay? So, alright, that's pretty much it. I'll leave it at that. Lord willing, I'll leave these articles in the description box. Lord willing, your brother and sister were edified. To the next show, shalawam.